Okay, Coach, we are just west of downtown Denver off of I-25 at Empower Field at Mile High. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Denver Broncos. And as we see so frequently here in Colorado, that one over the end line, so it'll come out to the 25.
Here we go. 180. 53 for Mike.
A first carry now for Kofrani Muhammad. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
At the 29-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Hey, check. Two. Hey, wahoo!
Snap comes at 1. Garoppolo. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Darren Waller, his first touchdown. On the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And his kick is good to make it 7-0 KC.
Next to score, Chiefs 7, Broncos 0. Harrison Butker to kick off 14.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Broncos take over first and 10. Let's go. 25-yard line. Ready. Blue ready. Watch the screen. Pass.
First carry for Royce Freeman. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
At the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
They scared. Quick the edge. Come. Check the backer. No. Off.
The first carry for DeAndre Washington. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And even 30 yards on a play that began back at the 30.
First down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Easy. 1
Now Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. So after the sack, here's 2nd and 14. Now Winston. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. They get 7 there on the screen. It'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is 3rd down. From the gun, Winston. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 16.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big 3rd down pickup to keep their drive alive.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. A solid run on 1st down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Winston. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Washington on 3rd and short. And he is into the end zone for a Denver touchdown. DeAndre Washington, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments. Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down. Well, CD, a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
At the 46-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. Forced out to his left. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
It's a gain of 2 yards, and it's 3rd down.
A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down.
Hey, team 6. Team 6. 47 Mike, 47. He's scared. 47 to Mike, boy, 47.
Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase him.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
Check. Hey, Mike 51, Mike 50. Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Joker. Let's go, let's convert. Watch the whip. Check. Kill. 6 guys. Check 6 guys.
The first down throw for Winston. He's going to loft one. Deep left. He's got him in. Complete. 30. The 20. 10. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A big play there. An even 90 yards. And the Broncos have taken the lead. Seeing some pretty good offense here in this first quarter.
It's been a wild start to this quarter, as you noted. And now with that lead that we're seeing, can they retaliate? I get the sense this one's going to go back and forth all game long.
And that probably won't be the last long touchdown that we see in this one. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 14-7. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not punt the ball again.
A run there on first down gets 3 up to the 28. It's Kareem Jackson making the play defensively.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now a give, right side. Muhammad. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
Well, they had that one snipped out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Check.
From the gun on third, Garoppolo. He is going to find Hill here. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Here we go. Ready?
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 44-yard line. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Looking for Pettis, but that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Sponge. No. Come on. Sunday.
Check 24. Watch 24. 49. Check 49. Check 49.
Tighten up. Easy. Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Now it's Freeman. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Let's go, defense. Hey, fall. Here we go. Rush in. Switch. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
They run from the shotgun with Washington. Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6.
And that's one of the reasons we like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down.
Easy. Flip it. 56, Mike, 56. Switch. Check 31. Check 60.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. And that is incomplete. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
And now it's the punter Weil on as he sends this one away. Out of bounds as he appeared to be looking for the corner. He got it. They're going to mark this at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb.
Man, I got you. Kill. 13.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I think they're ahead of schedule now after that run. They might be bold with this 2nd down call after that type of a gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4.
Get the ball. 21. Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And not much there at all as he'll get this only up to about the 11. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 3.
Nice hit, boy.
And it's 3rd down.
Here we go. 180. Check 53.
Hey, what's that? Hey, what's the ball?
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll have the 1st down as he's up to about the 18. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
City.
Here we go. Look at 80.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
12.
Set.
Here's Garoppolo on 1st and 10. And going deep for Hill. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. Tyreek Hill, 82 yards. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. He's tough to contain as it is, but in man coverage with a pretty deep pass downfield, really tough to contain.
And it's so difficult because every play you've got to consider he might try and run past you. So your goal as a defensive back is to give him plenty of cushion, meaning lots of space between you and him. If he wants to catch the short stuff, come up and secure the tackle, hit him a bunch during the game, and try and keep him in front. But if you turn your head for a second, if your concentration wanes,
bye-bye.
He just takes off and goes, and I think that's what we just saw there.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already.
Defense, let's go. Check 43. Shoot. He's crashing. He's checking.
Hey, let's get a conversion.
Tight dog.
Let's go.
To throw, Winston. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 at the 47-yard line.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Let him go.
Throwing, Winston. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 7.
The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Kill. Turn up.
Hey, 5-0.
Watch the shit. Hey, watch the shit.
5-0.
Check hot route. Hot.
Let him go.
They'll throw again. Winston. And able to find Deshaun Hamilton complete. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Winston, the offense, with a 1st and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive.
He's coming. Wait. He's coming. Double up. Check 3. Check.
Hey, even.
Check 24. Wide.
Let's go.
Again, it's Winston. This is the tight end fan. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Jameis now hitting on 80% of his passes in the early going. 8 of 10. It's first down. From the red zone now, Winston. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Jake Butt, his first touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. McManus's point after is good, and the lead is now 21-14. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match in a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
Check 52.
Garoppolo on first down. And going deep for Hill. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
Here we go, here we go. 180! 21, 21.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining.
Everyone's got 4 down.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. 18 yards that time to push him up, first and goal. They come out here in the eye.
Let's go, B, let's go.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll make it second and goal. On the carry, it's Muhammad. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Like 80! I got you.
On third down, Muhammad. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the kick by Butker is good. And the drive will wind up yielding 3. So it's an old-school extra point that counts 3 times. So it's certainly a disappointment they weren't able to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, I can just imagine post-game, head coach looking at the box score, 19-yard field goal, grimacing a little bit, but having to realize that at that moment, getting 3 points was vital. Go ahead and get the points, put them on the board.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. The coverage good that time by Kendall Fuller. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Mike 50, Mike 50, Mike 50. 5 on the 50, 5 on the 50, 5 on the 50. We get it. Kill.
To throw is Winston. Going for the deep ball. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. This secondary has been roasted in this first half, but they get a measure of revenge there. Nice play on the deep ball.
Yeah, they're going to need a few more plays like that in order to get their confidence fully back, but that's one step in the proper direction.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Working out of the gun, Winston. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Darren Lee picks it, and he'll bring this one back to the 29. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
Back to the air on second. It's Garoppolo. And the Broncos get there and take him down. So the sack of Garoppolo. And now what can they come up with on 3rd and long? Garoppolo looks to throw. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He hit his first. Now this one from 48 yards away. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Final play of the half here. Winston. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Broncos with a lead, and they will be receiving this kickoff here as quarter 3 is underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
Switch. 36, 36. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3.
Third quarter starts with a run by Freeman. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D. Check. Hey, stop. Let's go. Switch. Check nickel. Check. Fresno.
Freeman again. And he is going to lose yardage here. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Ready. Flag. What is that?
And watch your leg.
Green, triple T. Mike, here we go. Even. I'm coming after you. Let me go.
On third down, Winston. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver, where he was going, and then they were able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
37 yards on the punt with no return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
27-yard line.
Here we go.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
He could muster only a yard there, and they'll be left with a 3rd and very short.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level. Make sure that
he'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Chad Thomas bringing the power on the sack.
Probably a little bit of a surprise call there on 3rd and inches that they decided to throw the football. And how difficult is that for an offensive line when they look up and see all those extra bodies coming at them?
Tons of bodies coming in. They get a huge sack there. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted at the 14-yard line. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And some room to work. And he's able to get this one all the way past the 30. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Flip it. Check. Easy. Hey. Slam. Even.
Running it, Washington. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Watch the run. Out. Check 99. Sonic. Kill. Undercrush.
On the draw, this will be Freeman. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he's stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Ready. Blue ready.
Mike 50, huh? So don't say nothing.
Sonic. Hey, check. I'm coming.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. And he fires one, but incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City first down.
White. 22.
Throwing on first is Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. And now Garoppolo lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
And going deep for Hill. That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Jimmy Garoppolo. And the Chiefs are going to jump back in front.
I know we often laugh, and sometimes we even exalt the guys who are great trash talkers and give us some really funny lines. But the bottom line is absolute production on the field. His 2nd touchdown of the game, and they lead.
And now they'll be looking to their defense to preserve that lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 23-yard line.
Ready, black 22.
Focus, defense, focus.
Mike 50, Mike 50.
Pick it up, guys, pick it up. 25, check.
Let's go, let's convert, let's convert, let's convert.
Check 26, check 26.
Come on, Sunday.
Shit. Watch.
Hey, let's get it converted.
Check 3, check 3, check 3. Bang, bang, hot.
They just do get the play off. Now Winston. That's complete to Jake Butt.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Ready, blue ready. Sonic.
Man, they're not ready for this. They still playing soccer.
Easy, easy, easy.
Football.
Hey, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0.
Check 37.
Here's Winston. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And that would be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I would dare say that these guys would have liked to have given their defense a little bit more rest since they gave up a touchdown their last time out. But alas, my man, that's not going to happen.
Yep, they're going to have to grab those helmets, get right back out there. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Here's Hill on the return. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. On the NFL scoreboard, 3rd quarter from Oakland. And it's the Seahawks who have moved out in front in that game. Remember to keep an eye on the ticker, of course, at the bottom of your screen for updates on that game and others around the NFL.
Here we go, here we go.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they've got the lead here getting late into the 3rd quarter. And the passing game for them, it's been terrific. We've seen that, but the rushing game almost non-existent.
And with the lead and trying...
A big seam, and he might go all the way. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Now Garoppolo will lead his guys up to go for the two-point try.
I got you, pump. I got you. Check 50.
They'll try and run it here. And this time he'll be stopped short of the goal line. He might have been out of gas after the long run. In any event, the try for two fails. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Terrific running there to start the drive, as that's going to go for 15 and a quick first down as well. Denver has the first down, the play going for 15 yards. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. First down, Winston. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
On second down now, it's Washington. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
The Broncos on third down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 7. Right back to Washington. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Easy. That's me. Switch. Kill. Hey, 5 on 50. 5 on 50. Let's go.
They toss to Freeman. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Easy. Hey. Green, triple team.
They'll try to throw now. Winston. And that going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Broncos on 3rd down. Not quite 50%, 4 for 9. This will be 3rd and 15.
56. Check 56. Here we go. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Kill. Hey, stop. Let's go. 6 guys. Check 3. Wait. Switch Easy.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Mike's 50. You're not ready. Here we go, even. Spot. No.
Hey, check 24. Watch 24. 49, check 49, check 49.
Tighten up. Easy. Hey, watch the twist.
From the gun, Winston. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it.
Tight end's right.
We got flip. We got 3. Rush in. Even. Switch. Shift. Switch it. Come on, switch it. Shift. Check 31. Check safety. Kill. Watch that. Green, cover thing.
Winston to throw for it on 4th. He's got his tight end fan. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. Felt compelled to go for it there on 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a 4th down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You stop to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Check. Hey, 5 on the 50.
A handoff right side. It's Washington. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 16 yards, a little deja vu from the previous play where they got 16. It's been a remarkable day at the office for him running the football. Those yards just continue to pile well past 100.
And how about more than double-digit carries in the second half alone? That's what you want as a runner, because you've got to prove to your offensive line that you're going to be as tough as they are. They don't rotate in and out on every play. Running backs often do, so those who can stay out there with their offensive linemen, those are the guys they really value.
Let's convert. He's checking cracks.
Winston now to throw on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
On 2nd down, Washington. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Ready.
Hey, it's coming up. Hey, let's go.
Flip it. Twist. 51 to Mike. Here we go. Check. Hey, stop.
Winston now. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Noah Fant, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score. No surprise there, 3rd and goal down here. That's where they're going to look for their tight end.
Yeah, you want that big guy running his routes, because it doesn't matter who they cover him with. If it's another big guy, he might use his bulk against him. If it's a shorter defender, might go over the top. Either way, you tend to find a little bit of a mismatch in that area.
Let's go. Here we go.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it.
Here we go.
And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
Garoppolo now. Able to find Waller. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. How about 25 yards on 3rd down? They'll take it.
And a first down, Chiefs.
Garoppolo, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Lock. Hey, Delta. 22's coming, Mike. Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Mike 22, Mike 22. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. 21.
Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter.
Here we go. 21. Mike 22. Get in the way. Hey, Wood. Mike 22, he's coming. 22's coming. Mike.
I got him.
Garoppolo now, 1st down throw. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A gain of 6 there on 1st. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 10 and a Kansas City 1st down. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. Ito Smith, his first carry, and he'll go down at the 28. The Pro Bowl corner, Jason Verrett, on the tackle.
But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
On 2nd down, Muhammad. And forget that 100-yard rushing game, at least for the moment, as he'll lose yardage here and fall back under the century mark for the game. 7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. They go again with Muhammad. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the 1st down marker. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Butker's kick here is good, and that'll push the lead up to 8. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a 1-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
At their own 26-yard line.
Hey, ready?
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
They have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. On first, here's Washington. Able to push his way through. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run.
Ready? Black, what is that?
I'm here all day. Mike's 56. Mike's 56. Here we go.
56. Mike, 56. Right there. 56. Ricky.
Now Winston. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
It's now 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Hey, let's get it converted.
Hey. 4 down. Check 3. Check.
Hey, 5-0.
Check 24. Check 24. Wide.
Easy. Hey, 4. Check 4.
Slam.
Watch twist. Let's go.
Here's Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And whistles, and they take their final timeout with 7 seconds left. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Let's go, baby.
5-0.
He's coming. We got double up. Big air. Kill. Hey, turn it up.
5 on the 50.
50, Mike, 50. You ain't going nowhere.
Green, 17.
Now Winston on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. So this one in the win column for Kansas City. And I know I'm not breaking any news when I say that any road win in this league is a good one.
No doubt.
But it's a double bonus when you get a victory on the road in your division.
And when you start a season, each team breaks down their schedule in different ways. Some do it every 4 games, right? Let's go quarterly. Others say, listen, we've got to take care of our home field. And, out of a 16-game season, if you get 8 at home, let's at least win 7 at home and split our road games. That's what you're trying to get done. So you're exactly right. A road win, precious, especially within the division.
So for the Chiefs, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again.